morning, everybody. My name is Karla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. I really probably should start saying where I talk about mostly cross stitch and crochet, because it really has been pretty even. I've been doing a lot of crochet lately. I'm really enjoying it. This, if you are new, is my black cat, Bagheera, who, as soon as I get ready to start filming, all of a sudden is over here, Johnny on the spot. I don't know why. I mean, he doesn't look at the camera. It's not like he's aware that I'm like filming, but he likes to go over here when I start. And then he jumps down and he goes and takes a nap. Usually on my bed. He is stinky today. I think when the hot weather hits, he starts, I don't know if he doesn't groom himself as well, but he gets just a little stinky and he may need a bath. He doesn't like it when I come after him with the bath cloths. But you know, when he's up here, yeah, you smell very much like a cat, and I don't like it. So we're gonna have to give him a little bath so that he's not offensive. Yes, we don't want you to be offensive to the nose. So I want to say welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm noticing that he's completely blending into my dress, so it looks a little weird. But so thank you for stopping by. I hope you like what you see. You want to hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do film every Sunday. Unless there's an emergency or something like that, but for the most part, yep, I film every Sunday, plus extra videos every so often. I haven't done a lot of extras lately, but you know, I go through waves where I do a lot of them, and then times when I don't. Yeah, so I hope you like what you see. I just said that. If you are not a new subscriber, if you're one of my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back, sharing this time with me. I do enjoy doing these videos. Sometimes it's hard to get up here and start them, but I do enjoy them, and I love getting all the feedback from you. I am so like early today. Did I say it was Sunday, July 21st? I don't know that I did. It's Sunday, July 21st. This is FlossTube number 251. And it is only 8:30 in the morning. I got up at 7 this morning. Oh my God. Because I had an early grocery delivery. I ordered just a small little order of groceries yesterday. Honestly, I put in an order of groceries almost entirely, not completely, but almost entirely, because I wanted ice cream. So I had to get up and make sure that the ice cream got in the freezer. I also got some, stuff for dinners and stuff next week. But the primary reason that I ordered groceries was for the ice cream. I have to admit it. But yeah, so I had it delivered nice and early, and I figured that would force me to get up and get going, and I could take a nap later, which I will. The only thing is, though, is that I'm actually really tired, kind of even headachy, because I went to bed at normal time last night. But have you ever had, I mean, I know everybody's had bad dreams, and I get bad dreams and stuff, but usually they're just, unpleasant dreams. I actually was having like a scary dream last night, like a monster dream. I don't even know what it was. It was like somebody was breaking into my house, kind of thing. It was like I was actually like disturbed, like not just, uncomfortable feelings, but I was having fear feelings, and I couldn't go back to sleep, or I didn't want to go back to sleep because I couldn't get the dream, the dream scenario out of my head. So I turned the TV back on, because I can kind of fall asleep to TV very easily, and I know when I'm hearing the TV, the other thoughts can't intrude. That's what my brain is working on, is the words I'm hearing. So I put on what I was watching before I went to bed, which I'll talk about in just a second, and I had that on probably for like 2 hours, from like 2 to 4 in the morning, and so I slept, but I was like more dozy than sleeping. So I didn't get a great night's sleep, and I got up really early. So definitely a nap is going to be in order this afternoon. But well, I'll go into what I was watching in a second, because I'm gonna, like, I don't want to say wax philosophical, but I just wanted to, like, share it with you. So last Sunday I had lunch with Julie stitching at the cabin, which was fantastic, as it always is. Hopefully you guys are watching her too. If you're not, then go over, subscribe, boost her numbers. It's funny, I was looking, we chit chat about doing FlossTube all the time, and my numbers are higher than hers as far as my subscription numbers, but she constantly has higher views on her videos, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if people subscribe to me and then never watch again. I don't know. I know that you guys are watching me who are loyal. You guys come back every week, so I really do appreciate that. But as a content creator and having a very small channel, it's really silly to, like, even focus on these things at all. I realize that, but I do, and I'm constantly looking to see if my numbers are going up and down. My subscriber numbers have gone up and down probably for the last 2 months. Like, I'm exactly where I was, because they'll go up by 3 and down by 1, and up by 2 and down by 2, and I don't get it. I don't know if YouTube is doing something, or people are reorganizing their subscription lists. I mean, I do that sometimes, so I know it happens. I don't know, but it's like, I would really like to actually move up in the subscription thing. I'm like so close to 3,000, and I really would like to hit that milestone. It would be really nice if that happened this year, but I don't know that it's possible. But anyway, so I had a great time with Julie. I gave her the scrunchies that I showed you guys last week. She texted me. She said that the next day Addie was over, and Alyssa and the baby, and Addie was wearing the scrunchies as a bracelet, and then was taking them on, taking them off, and was having a good old time with those scrunchies. So I'm glad that they gave pleasure to her. And yeah, my brother's birthday was last Tuesday. He did receive the gift that I gave him, which he seems to really like, so I'm happy. He put it on his computer desk so he can see it every day. He likes, he said, I like the fabric. I'm like, I dyed that. And yeah, so he seems to really like it. And he said that, because the stitches are really tiny on that, it's 28 count dyed, and it's 1/1. He said, like, he wouldn't have, if he didn't know that I had actually made it, he would have thought it was, like, printed on the fabric. So knowing that I actually did make it is pretty cool in his mind. So that made me feel good. Wednesday, actually, I got together with him on Zoom and we played D&D. It was actually really fun this week. Sometimes it's, it's more fun, more exciting than other times. It just was, we had like a little battle that actually was kind of fun this past session, and then we had some role playing that I enjoyed, so it was a good session. So we'll be playing again in 2 weeks. Just checking on Baggy, he's right there. And yeah, so other than that, it was very busy at work this week. We're doing a lot of stuff for clients, which is great. Next week I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to go in on Monday and tell them I have to stay home on Thursday again, because of course it couldn't coincide with when I had to have maintenance out before, but every 3 months they send the exterminator out to do a treatment. I would assume on everybody's apartment, but they do send it to mine. And it's just a gel treatment, so I don't have to like really do any prep for it. They just come in and they put gel on the drawers and the back of the sink and stuff like that. But I have to, well, I don't have to be home, but as I've said before, I don't want people coming into my apartment when I'm not home, especially because of Baggy, because I've noticed that when maintenance people come in, they don't shut the door, they just kind of, they don't make sure it's actually latched. And although he is not an outside cat, and I don't think he would run outside, if somebody strange was in my apartment, I don't know what he would do. So I don't feel comfortable not being here when I know people are coming in. And of course they don't tell you when they're coming. They say they're going to be there from between 9 and 4, and so it's kind of hard to plan. You know, it's not like I know they're coming in the afternoon, I could work for half day or something like that. Okay, so on to what I have been watching on TV, because it kind of ties in. So I've been watching the Great Pottery Throwdown, which is a series on, it's a British, you know, British competition show, pottery. And I love watching British competition shows much more than the American ones, because American competition shows, even if they're about something that I enjoy, the craft that I enjoy watching, they get all bogged down in the drama and the personalities and the, you know, this person's, you know, mean to that person, and this person is cheating, and this person's backbiting. And I don't know if it's just a personality thing with the people, or if it's the way American shows are designed. I don't know. I mean, if you ever watch Project Runway, you know that the first season was really good as far as more of like the projects, although it got into like all this drama. All of the American shows have the drama, and I'm not there for the drama. I'm there really for the competition. The British shows, everybody is just so nice to each other, and they're all like, yes, they're competing, but it's not, they're all kind of there for each other, and they become much closer. Part of it may be, and because I've read about these shows, is American shows, there's money involved. There's always money involved. If you win an American competition show, you're winning, you know, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. There's a lot of money involved. The British shows, there isn't. And the British shows, for the most part, they have to provide everything. I don't know if you guys know this, but on the Great British, you know, Baking Show, which is like, you know, the famous one now, all of that stuff that they're bringing, they have to bring it themselves. They have to pay for their own transportation to and from the competition. They have to pay for their own ingredients. I mean, they're supplied with like flour and stuff like that, but if they want anything extra, all the extra things that they bring, that's all on their own dime. So I think that that's the difference, is that people who are in the British shows are there because of the love of the craft, and they're there for accolades, but you know, they're never going to win anything. They're going to win a plate or a trophy. They're not going to win any like big bucks. They're going to win the pleasure of having the title. So I think that that's part of the difference. But anyway, so the show that I've been watching, called The Great Pottery Throwdown, I think there's actually 7 series now, but the last 2 are not on any kind of streaming service. But HBO Max has the first 5. I've watched this before a couple years ago, and I don't know where I watched it on. I don't know if it was on Netflix then or what. I don't have Netflix now. But HBO Max did purchase it, and I didn't have that a couple years ago, so I didn't watch it there. So I don't know where I watched it before, but it is on HBO Max. It's 5 series. As I said, there's 2 more because I think they've continued to go. You know, I think one of them aired like at the end of last year, and the other one aired actually this January. But so far they're not on streaming services, and I don't know they will be. It's pottery, you know, it's thrown pottery. It's every type of pottery and firing and everything, and it's a competition show. For those of you that are new, don't know, I actually have done pottery off and on throughout my adult life. I've taken several classes. I'm a teeny bit talented. I mean, not when you first start, because it takes a while to get the muscle memory. I did it when I was younger. I took a class, a junior college class. My brother and I both decided to take classes at junior college, and that was one of the ones I took. And actually, I did really well in that class. I mean, I was not in school. I was just taking a class for fun, but the teacher offered me a scholarship for the next year, and I didn't take it because I felt like that, you know, I shouldn't take scholarship money away from somebody who actually is trying to do something as a career, as opposed to me who's just doing it for fun. And then after my divorce, I took a class at a studio in Long Beach. For probably about a year and a half, I went like almost every Saturday. So I really enjoy it. Now, I don't think it's something that I will ever really be able to do again, because for those of you who have never done it, pottery is a very physically body, it's difficult. Wedging is like really hard on the body. Throwing, you're in this like crouched over position. It's really hard on the back, and I've just been having back issues. I don't think it's something that I could really do again. But I did really enjoy it. I love the pottery. I love watching the pottery. It got me thinking about the idea of being creative and how important that is to me, which kind of relates to all of the other stuff that I do now with the fiber arts. It just is really, I mean, and you guys all know because you're all stitchers, creators, makers. It's really wonderful to be able to take these raw materials, whether it be floss and fabric or yarn or clay, and with your hands and your brain and your innovation, turn it into something beautiful or functional or both. And, you know, creating art is just, I just think it's like such an important and wonderful thing that we do. And I mean, yeah, we do it for fun, and it's, you know, a piece of stitched work that you have on your wall, or a pot that you make, or a blanket that you crocheted or knitted is not going to change the world, but it does actually change the world. It makes the world more beautiful. It makes the world a slightly better place to be, and I just think it's really important. So since I've been thinking about that, you know, I have like pottery, little piece of pottery that I made all over the place. I have a lot of them like kind of at my work desk space area, and I thought I'd just pull them over and show you so you can know that when I say I did a little bit of pottery, that I did. None of these are very expert or anything, but I have this little bowl that I made, and I use this technique that's one of the things when I was doing pottery is I liked doing the throwing and everything, but I was really getting into this idea of different ways of doing the decoration. And I found these glaze pencils, basically. So I was starting to do some like drawing, and I'm not very good at drawing, but I was trying to do some like decoration with like drawing on the pieces and then just dipping them in plain glaze. So I did that, and I really liked how it turned out. This, I just emptied it so I could show you. I have it over there with all these little bits and bobs of stuff in it. So I'm putting all my bits and bobs back in it. Okay. Okay, and then let's see what else. I have this very small jar. Now, this is an example. One of the things that I learned doing pottery is you can't ever expect anything, because you just have no idea how things are going to turn out. It depends on the other things that are in the kiln. It will affect the glazing. This was like a red glaze, and that's what happened. It didn't get very red. It just got these like little modelly pieces of red. But, you know, I thought that this was a nice shape. When you're starting to learn to throw, it's really great when you get something that actually isn't wonky. This piece, and it holds the one little pillow that I had that my mom made in the year before she passed. It was, again, doing like a surface embellishment kind of thing. You can see drawing wise, I'm very I have very adolescent drawing ability, but I thought this is a cute little thing that I did. And then I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, I might have an avalanche when I try and pull this out. I have this little vase that you can tell it's completely dusty. Again, I think I was playing around with this surface embellishment thing. So, yeah. And I have, you know, my tools of the trade in there. So those are just a few things. I have a little plate here that I made as like a set. I'm putting these back, so I know, Becky. So yeah, so I come to stitching and needle art stuff from, you know, other crafty places. So yeah, it definitely is ingrained in me. It's why it's so important that I do this stuff, because I really do feel the need to be creative in some way. I mean, I used to do theater. I told you guys that. I stopped doing theater not that long ago. I mean, I guess after my divorce, I stopped doing theater. And part of it is because just physically, it's too much. I can't. The last show I did, it wore me out. First of all, there's nothing. I'm not really close to a theater anymore, so going to rehearsals and stuff and then coming home, I would be getting home so late every night, and it's just too exhausting. But I did theater for so many years, and again, that creative outlet was so important to me. So, okay, so now that I've showed you all my old pottery, or some of my old pottery, it's on to what did I do this week. And as we know, what I did this week was a lot of stitching and crocheting. I just broke my nail. That is so not cool. Okay, forgive me for a second while I deal with this. That's the one thing. I've been growing my real nails. I stopped wearing press-on nails. I don't know if you guys have really noticed. And I've started wearing like nail wraps, which I am really enjoying, and I'm enjoying my nails growing. But the one thing that drives me crazy is that I haven't yet been able to get all 10 nails to be sort of even. And so every time I get a little break, it just annoys the hell out of me, because I want to get them even. Anyway, it's like a dumb thing, but yeah, that's how it is. That's how my brain goes. Okay. So as I said, I've still been pretty focused on crochet this week. So I think, you know, when I show you stuff, I'm not going to worry about whether it's crochet or whether it's cross stitch. I'm happy with both, so hopefully you will be too. So last week when I went to go to lunch with Julie, I actually brought crochet, which is funny that I even brought anything at all, because I think actually this past Sunday is the first time that either of us actually did anything aside from just talk and eat lunch. But actually we both worked on our stuff. I crocheted a bit, and she was doing some kitting up. So she was cutting flosses. So we actually were productive as well as having a good lunch. So yeah, so I worked on my triangle blanket a little bit, and I was with her. Here. So I got, I think, about that much done while I was sitting there talking to her. So, yep, it's growing. I mean, obviously I have other stuff I'm working on now, so, you know, each project in itself gets less time, but I might work on this maybe today and try and finish that triangle. I just think that this is really pretty. I am enjoying working on it a lot, and I'm doing this, as I said, with Lion Brand Homespun. So I had a bunch of this homespun. For those of you that are new, I had, I think about 6 skeins of homespun. And I recently, I don't know if reorganized is the right word, but I moved my yarn. I kind of like took an inventory of what I had and what I was using, and I decided I wanted to do some stuff and kind of not get rid of the yarn, but use it, you know, and the homespun, I had like this big chunk of it, and I bought it for amigurumi. I bought it for the fact that I really liked it as a hair for, or possible hair for these mermaids from Megan Lap. That's the pattern, Megan Lap. But, you know, who knows when I will make my next mermaid. I mean, I will make another one, but who knows when. So I decided that it was time to actually start using that yarn. I went onto the Lion Brand site and I found the pattern for this triangle blanket, which was made for the homespun, and it was a free pattern. And I had 5 colors. I had one color that kind of was an outlier, so I decided not to use that. I had 5 colors, or 5 skeins, and this blanket required 8. So I got 3, actually got 4 skeins of that sort of middle color, the dark color that I'm using as a striping color or as a base color. And then I did decide to get one other color, which is that bright pink, because it's 6 sections and I'm rotating through the colors, and I just wanted to have it even. So the idea was to use up the yarn that I had. I ended up buying, you know, in order to do this project, but it is, you know, I am using it up, so it's actually making me pretty happy, and I do like that project. Okay, so what else have I been working on as far as crochet? So as you know, last week I was very excited about baskets, and that has not changed. I'm thinking that towards the end of the year, after I've done some stuff, I'm gonna do like just a little basket parade and show you guys all the baskets that I've done in the last like year and a half. So the basket I was working on last week, I finished, and I am just super, super excited about it. So here we go. It's just a little like storage basket or work basket. This was from a pattern by, I don't know her name, but the channel I remember now is Pretty Peaceful. She has a lot of Southwest designs, but she has a couple ideas in there that I really like. So one of the things is like these baskets that she made, and the thing that I find, I don't know, fascinating, intriguing, whatever about these baskets is that it's not the stitching that is exciting. These are just single crochet, so that's very easy to do, obviously. But what she has done, and I mean, she's not the first person to do it, but she's the one that I saw that inspired me. The baskets that she made, she used 7 strands of yarn held together, all different weights. I mean, she didn't use any bulky, but she used, you know, all different weights, from thin yarn to, you know, worsted weight. All different weights, different materials, so like cotton, acrylic wool, whatever, you know, and then you hold them together to make a bulky yarn, and then you stitch. This one I did with 5 strands, and I like the 5 strands. The 5 strands is not too hard on my hand. When I did this other basket here with bulky, I don't know if you can see it, this one that I did recently. This I held 2 strands of bulky yarn together, and while it is gorgeous and I love the way it looks, it was really difficult on my hand. It caused hand pain, you know. So this one didn't really cause hand pain. So I think my basket turned out a little bit smaller because I only used the 5 strands. So if I used 7 strands, it would be bigger. If I wanted it bigger, I think with the 5 strands, I just would need to make the base bigger, and you know, and then it would be bigger. So she kind of explained how to make handles. This is just a faux leather. I got quite a bit. Actually, this is 3 different colors. All of these things that I got from Amazon were under $10. So I tend to get, you know, as cheap as I can. I mean, that's still decent quality. So this little set that I got has 3 colors. It has a black with a gray, black and gray. This one is like a yellow and black. And then the one that I used is like a brown and like a bronzy color. And she had two, she showed two methods of, okay, hold on. All right, there we go. She showed two methods of attaching it. One, just by sewing it with yarn, and then the other, she used a thing called a Chicago screw, which I had never heard of before, but I looked them up on Amazon, and guess what? They were easy to get. I got a little set, and the only thing that I was ignorant about, I got this little set, I think, again, this was like $7. It has like 5 different colors, which is great. But what I didn't realize is that I should have probably gotten the set that was like different lengths of the screw. So these worked, but it was tight. So what a Chicago screw is, it's 2 pieces. One So one is this little like flat thing with a little tube. And of course, you can get these in varying lengths. The ones I got is varying colors, but not varying lengths. And then a matching little screw. So you make a hole in your leather or your bag or whatever, and you put this through, and then on the inside you put this in, and then you just screw them together. And she actually had made a comment on the video that like sometimes these pulled through, and then in another video she did where she was talking about making handles, she said that people had written in and informed her, and so she was like thanking people for teaching her something, that you need to put a piece of the leather or whatever on the inside as well, and then they won't pull through the bag. So that's what I did. I don't know if you can see. So I put a little piece on the inside, joined them, screwed them together, and handles. So I am so thrilled with this basket. I really can't even describe how happy this little basket makes me. I just put, the leftovers of the yarn, so those are not going to stay in there, but I want these all over my apartment, and I'm gonna make them. I mean, I have yarn, I like buying yarn, so I have to have something to use it up. And I also find it kind of exciting to pick colors to go together. This I think turned out really, really pretty. And that's the thing, when you hold all the different colors together, it kind of makes this tweedy look. It's good for using up little scraps, and yeah. So I just am so thrilled with this. So that was a finish for this week. And then of course, so I finished one, I had to start another. Now I showed you last week I'd started like a green one, and I tore that apart. Because that one I had, again, was 6 strands, and I was afraid it was going to be a little bit difficult to do. And honestly, I didn't want to do the exact same style of basket. I wanted to try something else. I mean, I will do another one like this eventually, probably sooner rather than later, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I decided to use the same technique, but instead of making like a basket, I'm going to make like a bag with, handles. So I don't have like a round bottom that, I did sort of an oval, and this will just go around and around and around. I mean, it doesn't look like anything yet. But I decided to do it in pinks and grays. And so what I'm using for this is cheap Red Heart Super Saver yarn in white. I've had that for a long time. I think I got it for a needlepoint thing that a needlepoint project that has kind of been on my inactive list. I didn't like the weight in that project. It was really thin. So I got this, didn't know what it was. It turned out it's way too thick. So I've just had this sitting around for like 3 or 4 years. And And then when I got into crocheting, okay, it went in with the yarn. This is a Loops and Threads Soft Classic. This is the same yarn, not the same colorway, but the same yarn that I use for like the back of my pillow that I did recently, and for the beaded bag that I did recently. This is the same, the Loops and Threads Soft Classic. This is just an acrylic. I don't know, I like this yarn too. It's kind of like, I know it's a stranded, but what does it say? It's funny, I've been watching, you know, Crochet Channels, and of course when they do a yarn review, they're saying like, you know, oh, this is a chain construction, or this is a tube with blown fiber or whatever, and it's like, so I'm starting to learn what that means. But I don't know, I just like this. It's stranded, but it is stranded, but however it's twisted or whatever, it almost seems like a solid piece. Then I have this Lion Mandala Sparkle. The label ripped off, but it's like something like butter or like butter. It is super soft, super soft. And then I have this Premier Home Cotton, and yeah, so that's my 5, and held together they're making a really pretty pink and gray sort of tweed. So I think that's going to be really pretty. And yeah, so it's going to be like a shoulder bag. I don't know if I will use it, you know, as like a tote, or if I will use it like to hold a project. I'm crocheting bags and baskets to hold other crocheted projects, but that's fine. So yeah, I mean, I think the tweediness of holding the yarns together is just so pretty. So that is that project. Oops, and I'm dropping a ball of yarn, and it's flying all over the place. Okay. And again, this project is really good for just using up scraps, because, you know, you can just tie them together, and as long as they're like a similar weight or whatever, you know, yeah, you could just do complete scrap, whatever. I think the next basket I want to do, I want to do sort of a rainbow, like full on rainbow. Like I have a rainbow variegated. I have more than one, obviously, but, and then I'm going to put that with black and maybe a couple solids that pick up that rainbow, and I think that's going to be really pretty. Okay, and then the last crochet project that I started is another idea from Pretty Peaceful. Prime Day was this past week. I didn't go crazy during Prime Day or whatever. There's nothing really I needed. The two things I got for Prime Day is I did get a small steamer, like clothing steamer, fabric steamer, because I am doing so much crochet stuff that I want it for blocking. The other thing I got was I got several balls, skeins, cakes, whatever you call it, of Lion Brand Mandala yarn because of this project that I saw on Pretty Peaceful. So if you're not familiar, this is Lion Brand Mandala. I use the mandala thick and quick for like some of the baskets I made when I first started crocheting. So you have seen something similar to this before, but this stuff comes in so many colors. Like there's got to be like 30. And just gorgeous, like full on rainbow stuff like this, more subtle. Please don't fall. It's gonna all fall. Like that. So this stuff is usually, I mean, depending on where you get it, on Amazon, it can be anywhere from like 10 to 15. It's probably a little bit less expensive if you get it at Joann's or Michael's or whatever. On Prime Day, there was, so, you know, I went through like all of the colors of the 30 or 27 or whatever colors, and there were several that were like $5 or between $5 and $6. I think one was like $5.07, and there was some that were like $5.52. So I bought several balls or several cakes of ones that were in that $5 range, because I figured, okay, Prime Day, I'm getting them for, you know, 40 to 50% off. And I'm excited about them for this project. So this is another thing that I saw in Pretty Peaceful. And again, it's this idea that it's not a fancy stitch, but it's an interesting way of using your yarn to create something that's really cool. So basically what she's doing is she's using the mandala yarn. She really likes the mandala, you know, the cakes. So this one I'm doing with this color, which is called Snorks. So it's like grays and purples. And basically what she does is she's just doing a single crochet, like a pashmina, like a shawl, pashmina, whatever. And it's just single crochet, but she's using this yarn, which is a 3, so it's a lightweight number 3 yarn, which normally they say you would use like a 5mm hook with. And instead of using a 5mm hook, you use, well, this is an 11.5, so 11.5 for 12. I went to go try and get a 12, and I went to Michael's, and they didn't have a 12 that I could see, but they had this 11.5. This is by Loops and Threads. This is the Michael brand, and actually I really like this one. It's comfortable. It's, you know, thicker to hold. It's got this the thumb rest works really well for my hands, so this actually, I'm glad I got this one. It's nice weight, and it's, the head part is smooth and everything. So basically I'm just doing like this pashmina kind of wrap. You just do it with the whole ball. You just go back and forth on single crochet, and because you're using such a big hook, it just makes this sort of lacy, you know, lacy wrap. And because this yarn itself is so pretty with the variegations, it just, when they're finished, it's just really, really appealing and pretty. This one, actually, I don't think, I do have like one, I think, mistake in here, and I see it every time. Right there, you can see it, but, you know, oh well, it's handmade. I don't think I'm going to keep this one. Every time I pull this out and work on it, it makes me think of my friend Tracy, the colors, so I think it's gonna go to her for her birthday. I don't think she's been watching my videos lately, so I don't think she's gonna see this. If you are seeing this, Tracy, then surprise is spoiled, but I don't think so. But I think I'm gonna send it to her. I do for sure want to make one for myself, because what I want it for is, you know, at the office, the air conditioning's on, and I go hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold. And I have like a hoodie, which is, you know, it's like a sweatshirt, so it doesn't look nice for the office, but I put that on, and then I'm too hot and I take it off, and then I'm cold again because of the air conditioning. And I think it would just be nice to have something like this, you know, folded over the back of my chair, because it's just really pretty. It is so lightweight. It feels nice. It's so lightweight, and it just will be nice to have something that I can throw over my shoulders, or, you know, around here, which helps with that air conditioning feeling. Yeah, I'm really excited about this idea, and it's so easy to do because it's just single crochet. You're just using a big hook. So yeah, so I'm enjoying this. I'm going to make one for my office mate as well. I think I think this one is going to be for her. Now, I got this thinking it would be for her. And then it came in and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. But basically, she really likes oranges and yellows. So whenever there's something that's orange yellow, which is not my colors, I pull it for her. And the mustardy yellow with the purple, I think she would really like. This is really pretty though. So I'm gonna make it and not want to give it up, but I will eventually. But as I said, I got several choices so I can pick. It's going to be hard to pick my favorite. I'll probably have to make more than one for myself. But so yeah, so I'm working on this as well. It goes pretty fast. I think I kind of, watching TV and everything, it probably takes me 15-20 minutes to do a row. So watching an hour of TV, I can get like 4 rows done. Yeah, so that is the mandala. I think she calls it like a lazy day blanket or lazy day wrap or lazy wrap, something like that. And again, because it's like, you're not doing any fancy stitches. I mean, it's just single crochet, but because you're doing it with such a big hook, it makes just this very lacy sort of look. And I think when I block it out, it's going to be, you know, even more open. I'll have to try. I've never, you know, I know the theory of blocking. I've blocked like needlepoint and stuff before. I don't have any place to actually block something big like this and lay it out. I'm going to hang it over my curtain rod in my bathtub and steam it. It's acrylic, so you can't get it too close. But I think it'll work from everything I've read. So I think that is it. That's all of my crochet for this week, which is, you know, quite a bit. Again, let me show you this again, because look at this basket. And I mean, the handles to me, I mean, it's like, I don't want to use the word professional because it doesn't look professional. It looks handmade, but that looks pretty good. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I think that was, I'm just so pleased with myself with this little basket. And it actually will hold a lot. So, yeah. So, I hope you like seeing baskets because you're going to be seeing more and more, I think. Okay, so on to stitching. Well, I've been talking for 45 minutes and I haven't even gotten to stitching yet. So, I have 4 projects to show you that I worked on this week. After I talked to Julie, one of the things we were talking about projects and stuff, and I talked about this, my classic poo, and she said every time I pulled it out, she was like, you know, she thought it looked so good and whatever, and I said how this is like the endless project, because it, like, I stitch on it and I feel like I stitch on it, stitch on it, stitch on it, stitch on it, and it doesn't look like anything happened. And like, this balloon is just endless. I stitched on this for I don't even know how long, probably 2 or 3 long strands put into this balloon. It doesn't look any different. It's gonna take me forever to finish this project, but that's okay. That's okay. It is a labor of love. This project makes me think of my dad every time I pull it out. So, you know, that's a good thing. It just never seems to get smaller. I mean, the amount that needs to be done. It's so huge, but I love it. Anyway, so this I think is going to be my second project that I'm going to bring when I go to the retreat with Julie in November, because it's, you know, a Disney sort of themed retreat. So I'm bringing my Tinkerbell fairy, which is a Mirabillia petal fairy that I'm adapting, and then I'm gonna bring this because this one is a little bit more, you know, mindless stitching. And okay, I worked on my solar system. I'm hungry. It just hit me. Just hit me. I need to have breakfast. Okay, this is the new solar system, adapted from artwork by Adrian Chesterman, and this is an Artisty kit. This was like an add-on not RC kit, an RC pattern. This was just like an add-on when I bought a couple other RC patterns. I just like saw this one and it was like a couple bucks. And I was just like, ooh, I like that. And I started it fairly quickly, and it's just really enjoyable to work on. It goes slow because it is a lot of confetti, but you know, and then like when I hold it up on camera, those of you who do FlossTube, you know, sometimes, you know, you're looking at, yeah, it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty. And then you hold it up to the camera and it's like, oh my God, it's so pretty. And that happens with this one every time. So I didn't do a lot, but again, it's, you know, I did do a lot. It just doesn't look like a lot because this is just tiny stitches and confetti heavy. I worked on the black pearl. Getting close to finish on this one. And I got a frame for it. I'll show you that when we get to haul. I did get a frame for it, and I have an idea on how I'm going to finish it. So her tail is finished, and the word pearl is finished. So I have to finish a bit of the border on this side, and then put the words at the top, the black, and then there's sort of swirly sort of things that have to be added, and then she is done. And again, I don't know if I will get her done this month because there's only a week left in this month. But I probably won't put her away in August, and I'll just keep working on her until she's done, because I do want to finish her sooner rather than later. And you know what, let me show you now instead of waiting for haul. So this is the frame I got. It's just, you know, it's a simple little black frame, but it's 8 by 14. And what I'm gonna do, so the idea that I have is I have these sand dollars. They're not real sand dollars, but I have this package of sand dollars. So I'm gonna put it in the frame, and I'm gonna glue sand dollars, not all the way around, probably in like 2 corners or something, I don't know. And then I have some black pearl flatbacks of different sizes. So I'm gonna kind of do some sort of decoration with the black pearls and the sand dollars around the edge of this, and I think it will look really pretty. So that is my plan for that. Hopefully, again, I will get that done sooner rather than later and get to working on that. And then the last but not least is I worked on my Enchantress of the Abyss. Which is by Bella Filipina. Now, sometimes with these fancy lady type things, it's like you feel like, oh, I got a lot done and I'm so close. And then you look at it, it's like, no, I'm not anywhere near close. So this is like a big confetti project, and you know, but again, it's a labor of love, and I'm not in a rush. So here's the full picture. Oops. And then what I worked on this week is a lot of stuff in here. I actually, I had to finish like a third color on her arms. So her arms, her skin up here is actually finished. It's not back stitched all the way, but then I just did a lot of fill in of this, and these flowers go down, you know, quite a bit. So I did quite a bit, but again, it doesn't look like there's anything that different. But there's a lot more to do. She has these things coming off of her hair, and then the whole, you know, tail. Her whole body here and her tail comes up like that. So there's a lot left to do on her. But I'm glad I got her face done, because her face and her hair, because she's so pretty. And so it's encouraging to keep going because, you know, she's so pretty. Okay, so that was all my stitching this week, and I realized I talked for forever about crochet, and I talked for 10 minutes about stitching. But, you know, you guys have seen these projects, so. So I don't think that one's going to be finished anytime soon. It kind of is going in, you know, with all the other fancy ladies, that'll be, you know, a decade-long project. But again, I don't mind that. Okay, so haul. All of this stuff that is falling all over the place. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. I got this little piece of fabric. I think I ordered a magazine. I ordered a back issue, I think last year's actually. I ordered the 2023 just Cross Stitch Halloween, because I didn't get it last year, and I've been getting it, and I got it this year, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to have a hole in there, so I got it, and it came with a little piece of fabric. Okay, so I have a little bit of haul to show you. I mean, aside from the things that you've seen, like the yarn and the frame and stuff. I got, again, because of the baskets, I got this little set of, these are like basket bottoms. So there's 3. So this one will make a pretty small one, but I thought it would be fun to try that technique as well as just the stitched bottom. I got some t-shirt yarn in my stash that I think would kind of look pretty cool, so I think that's what I'm going to try with this. I have like a bright green and a hot pink, and so I think I'm going to stripe them. I think that might look really cool. And then these were just an eBay find. You know, every so often I troll on eBay, and if I see something that catches my eye that isn't ridiculously expensive, then I indulge myself. And that's what happened with these. I don't know why these caught my eye so much, but they just really appealed to me, and they were very inexpensive. One of them was like $8 and one of them was $10, I think. So I ordered them. And then when they came in, I didn't even realize these are Luca S project, which normally Luca S projects are pretty expensive. So to get it for 10 and 8, I'm pretty happy about that. And again, they're weird. I don't know why. I really like them, but this is called Still Life with Vegetables. I've been enjoying stitching like vegetable and fruit stuff lately, so I think that's a category that I'm adding to my things I enjoy. I've got my flowers, and then I've got vegetables and fruits. And then this, I got this one. So I saw the vegetable one first, and that's what really caught my eye. And then I saw that there was this one, which is kind of a companion. This one is called Still Life with Oranges. And I just like them. And they're full kits. Of course, white Aida, which doesn't throw me, although I think they would look really kind of pretty on like an oatmeal or a rustico kind of Aida. They come with anchor cotton. very earth tone, which is not normally my jam, but I don't know, there's just something about these that I just really liked. So, you know, for the price that they were, I decided to go for it. This one has grapes in it, and so the orange is grapes, nuts, and this little bottle of whatever that is. And then this one has mushrooms and tomatoes, and I guess a lettuce. I just really like them. And the Luca S, you know, I've never bought a Luca S project because Luca S kits are usually really expensive. So that's all my haul. You know, I'm showing it all to you this week. I didn't purchase it all this week, but yeah. And then, so that brings us to plants. So, you know, we're in the last week of July, which blows my mind. So more of the same, more crochet, more stitching on the mermaids and stuff, mermaids and lemons, and see how much I can get accomplished. And then for August, I always do like my Black Cat birthday sale in August, and I do a lion project. I started a lion project in August, and I've done that now for 5 years. So I want to continue, even though I'm not feeling in a I want to start stuff mood, but I want to continue that that tradition. So I don't know what I'm going to stitch for the Black Cat. Yeah, I haven't really decided on that yet. But the lion project, I know I'm going to stitch this. This is a little kit that I got from eBay a while ago. I showed you guys. This is from 1976. Oh, needles coming out. And I'm not going to stitch the words. I'm just going to stitch the little lion. But he's so cute. He kind of reminds me of Baggy, even though Baggy looks nothing like a lion. But just that attitude reminds me of Baggy. And so I don't know what I'm going to stitch on. Actually, ooh, this little piece of purple might work. This little piece of purple that I just got, that might actually work for that, for these colors. So, hey, that might be the way to go. But I just think he's really cute. It comes with the flosses. I mean, this is from, you know, this is floss that's 30 years old, so, but it should still work fine, right? So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna start this lion for my August birthday. And then as far as the Black Cat birthday sale, I don't know. I mean, I have several options. I have a Mill Hill kit that, a buttons and beads kit that I love, so that could be a possibility. I could start another one of my Black Cats. I've got Cole, and I've got this one completed, and then this one last year. The problem I'm having with this is that when I put this one together, it was like so easy to do. Dust everywhere. This was so easy to do, and then I went to go try and do the same thing with this one that I finished last year, and it's really hard. So I don't know if the wood is different, but I mean, like this one they just pushed in no problem, and this one couldn't even do it. So I have a couple more of these frames. I need to switch them out and see, but I did this last year. I did this like 2 years ago, and I have the other two. So I could start one of those for my Black Cat birthday sale. So I don't know. I just have to make a decision. And then I also have that, I have a Black Cat on Pumpkin chart that I've wanted to start forever. I have a bunch, obviously. I like Black Cat charts. So I don't know yet. I need to make a decision about that. But I just don't know. Other than that, I think that's about it. Been a little bit longer video than usual. Next week, you know, it's gonna continue to be busy at work, so I will continue to be tired when I get home from work. Last week I was bad. I was tired and felt scattered, so I bought dinner a lot on the way home, and don't want to do that. So as I said, I've got a little grocery order. I got stuff to make. sandwiches, which when it's hot like this, I don't want to cook any. I mean, I have some frozen pizzas that I can kind of handle putting in the oven, or the toaster oven, but I have stuff to make really delicious turkey sandwiches with you know what I like on turkey sandwiches is I like sunflower nuts, sunflower seed kernels. So I have some avocado and some sunflower seed kernels. I forgot to get cheese, but I can stop at the store and get some cheese. So yeah, I'm excited to have that for dinner for a couple nights this week, and tuna and other non-warm things. And just continue doing my crafting and continue the crochet. Maybe get black pearl finished this week. Who knows if I will be able to do that, but yeah, so you know, life continues on. Yeah, it is what it is. Things are moving forward. So until I see you again, I hope you have a really wonderful week. I hope you get everything accomplished that you want to get done, and let me know what you think of my basket, because you know, I don't know, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but this just looks so good. This looks so good. I mean, if this was in a craft fair, it would sell, right? Yeah. So let me know what you think, and until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.